Oops。小秋，你进来了是吗？我看到你的名字，我不知道是不是你乌巴拉。
对，我进来了。
哦，哎，今天要用我这个吗？还是要用进去他们的？他们那个电脑又死机了。
用他们的，然后我那个转播他们的 room。
OK， 好。哎，你打电话给玉洛了吗？
我联系了他过一会儿会上线，他现在还在备稿。
哎，现在的人一进来就进来了。
这个是你现在进的是官方的那个 room 吧？不是乌巴拉的 room。
OK 了。OK 了，我要在这里面吗？还是我去我们的？
都可以。
OK，那我先把他们弄好了先哈，等一下再进去我们的。
OK，好。
哎，许酸，你看看你能不能把我弄成 co-host？你现在变成 host 了，他们的这边有一点问题啊。
好，可以。
你听到我讲话吗？
听到了，听到了。
I think I have to make you a host.
哎，
Then
不
you
行
keep
哎，他们这边好像不能设 co-host
I
的。
think the way it's setting, it cannot be co-host. I cannot be co-host here.
不 co-host 的
So
话，你
only
需要
host.
你听我讲，Cindy，就是说 co-host 的话，如果他在那个 setting 里边，就网页 setting 里边的话，你要打开 co-host，你才能够设 co-host 的这个功能。
Anita, I know what's the problem now. So it's now we need to go back to the website, and then we go to the setting. So we start from there. It's okay, just leave this alone and go to the website. Go to separate. Okay. Go to your account.
which account? I don't know.
You know.
Account?
Yes.
Or you can go from here already.
No, don't go to. No, not here.
Then
Go to the website.
I don't know where is the website.
Just zoom.us. Go to Zoom because I think the way they're setting.
You can fix it from here, no?
No, you cannot fix from here.
From this setting.
哎，这边好像是不可以哦。我看 How about go to home?
From here.
不会啊，如果他买的是那个最基本的那个 basic 的版本的话，就可以了。
对啊，连我的都可以啊。
对啊。
I think Anita, maybe we need to go to the website.
6:30.
6:30. 6:30了。
No, the video is not working.
The video's not working. 我告诉你哦，真是糟糕了。
怎么了？
这边声音也没有。
哪边声音没有？
这边中性的没有。
你们现在不是在讲话吗？
我
It should be like this for now.
So how's it with Ina's son? From where?
Ina is not coming earlier. Otherwise, we can check the sound with Ina.
Okay, how about you check the sounds right now? I'm talking right now.
Can you go other way?
不是 no Anita, no now I talk. 公雀你讲错，你讲话啊，然后我们看看这个声音从哪里出来。我们现在都没有办法。
Cindy, we hear you fine.
哈？
你说什么？
我们
We hear you guys fine.
哦，他们啊 ，they can hear us well.
Yeah, they can
But-
hear, but maybe.
你先把那个 Cindy， 你先把那个 co-host 搞好。你 co-host 的话，你现在登网页，然后的话，在网页里面去把 co-host 先打开。
他不会弄啊，现在弄不了，他的那个电脑又在死机。
那你现在能不能登网页嘛？
他登不了网页。Anila, you cannot go into the website right now, right? To do the setting. 他的 computer 会死掉的啦。
好 ，OK，Anyway， 反正那个，你让他们下次别折腾 Zoom 了，让他们用我们的 Zoom 吧。
对呀 ，OK， 我，但是用我们的，我让他等一下重新弄吧。哎呀，我要去帮他清洁一下，弄水给他们去。
那 OK， 你现在 co-host 不搞的话，那你现在先把那个就声音先搞对。你声音现在那个上市那边的话筒你试过了没有
Anila, so later where's the Drupon? Which one Drupon use? This one? This one, right? 现在听得到是吗？ It's not coming from there, isn't it?
No, I just unmuted it.
哈
I just unmuted it.
OK， 你听到吗？
没有，有消噪音， OK OK，
我的
你把你的
声音是关掉。
你把你手机先mute 掉，
什么
你先把你的手机 mute 掉。
？I mute myself already. How come have a noise like that?
那为什么会有消噪音？
Now it's better, right? 你现在听到了吗
听得到
？It's
OK，
okay now?
It's OK。
Anila, can you hear? How come the sound is not from there? 如果你听到的话，你在那个 chat 那边打给我一个1，我就看到知道你听到了。哦，OK， Yeah, I think the sound is okay now. OK 啦。Hello。
啊，那个 Cindy，认真萦绕耳边。
简说，你帮我看一下那个 幕是不是有点斜着啊？我那个相机要不要调一下？
对，你把那个屏幕移到正中间以后，把旁边把那个另外一个法座上的像给避开。你听懂我讲的意思了没有？
我听不到你的声音。
你听到我讲话吗？现在？
档次给我好吧，好像有点斜着的这个。Can you help me to look at it? I move this a little bit. It looks like a little bit tilted. Yeah, I move a little bit, okay? This way. This way. This way. This. Okay. Yes.
One more. Just
Which way?
move back. One more time.
This?
Just let
Oh.
me move. Oh yes. Little. Down, 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 down. Down, down, down.
I don't should move this.
Put it this way. Oh yeah.
You know, okay?
No no no，
Maybe it was
那个 Cindy
How about this?
Cindy，
Just do a little bit, man.
I'm not sure.
Maybe you go there, we can see you. My phone ring?
How about right now?
Huh? Hold on. 你说我
哎
已经听到了。
你听我讲，
我听不到你讲话。
你听电话听得到吗？
我听不到你讲话。
How about right now? Go high.
The earlier is good. What more? You. It's too much on that side. Too much. A little bit more. Okay.
Better.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, can you fix the camera? Zoom didn't go down, right, this time?
No, actually, Anila here. If Anila, if they come out, let me over here. If Ina come out, so if
I
the
know,
sound-
if she come earlier, we can check the sound.
No, because now the Upala was here and I checked the sound. Seems we cannot hear him.
Now it seems it's okay, but later, when Drupon sits, always gives problem. I don't know why.
哎，许生，你讲一下话好吗？我们这边
Always something happens.
Oh yeah. That's okay.
Anila, come here to check to see.
Problema.
Now
Okay.
it's okay, yeah, now it's okay.
No, the sounds if Ina coming out, where does the sounds come out? Here we don't hear anything right now. Oh, you have to. 讲究你讲一下话，我们这边听不到声音哦。
Where is Changchu? Because we have to unmute.
Opa, no, he can unmute himself. Here is him.
Okay. Can you talk? Can you
Yeah,
talk?
你可以讲话吗？我们听不到声音啊。讲究
讲话
，Can you please talk？你看，See
听得到
he
吗
talk now. We cannot hear
听得
him.
到吗 ？Hello。
Hear him. Can 你讲话可以好吗？
我在讲啊，你听
讲
得到吗
话，See he speaking. Look at the mic, but we don't hear anything.
Oh, I don't know.
糟糕了
Goodness. He's always doing this.
我叫你把镜头移开点，你听不见吗？
Where? Should I sit here or? Okay. 你觉得我们要开我们的房间吗？
我叫你把镜头移开一点，不要拍到边上的话，你听不懂吗？
我不知道你说的是哪一个镜头，不要拍到那个法座。
我让你不要拍到边上的法座，你不看到边上法座有些照片吗？
哎，许生，你讲一下话好吗？
我们在讲吗？
Yes. Now we can see bright. I think maybe too bright for you, right, Drupon?
True.
I say too much on your eye to see if you're trying to see. No, to see. Let's see. Yeah. No, let me see.
I think okay.
It's okay.
关我的味道。
高度背高度。
People say dark.
Yes. I say dark. It's still a little bit early. 7, right? We start 7.
Thank you.
Mutis mula yung nangaso di kedi chik. Kedi ko yung gitu pala. Di na lagi yung gitu. Mo yung mensa. Yung tup sa maris. No, I'm good, thank you.
You okay?
Okay, Chicago Registry is in live on Facebook. That's good. Why people still here? I'm muted from here.
Unmute me.
Huh? Cindy.
이렇게 되네. 이거는 딱 주시고 그래.
Kommer du ihåg?
Hello?
Sjukhuset var det.
어,
이나
제
sjukhuset var det.
코드 되겠어. 아, 코드.
이나.
Hello. 코드. 계란아 코드. 코드 Drupon.
Tenta koşma da böyle. 이나 quando é?
코드. 계란 코드인가? Hello.
Hadi ne oldu sen?
이나당 루폰 향이 게임이자 약고 거기도 서러와. 아니 맞춰라 이나 거기 민다.
Nej, innan hela blev kommer de då.
코드.
She asked this to my up. No, this is the speaker.
지금 이 매번 보면 매는 이렇게 말해. 이게 매 거래.
아니 루폰 향이 언제게 배.
처음 말해. 그만 더 이거 이나 먹고 나도 편도 싫어요, 말아.
이제 상관 없어요.
나 코드.
Yeah, but we cannot hear. But people on the Zoom, they said they can hear. Only
Oh, it's okay if we don't hear, but Drupon can hear. Can you hear Ina?
No, 이나.
나 코드.
이나 quando é?
Hello.
Yeah, Ina.
나 코드 그래.
No, listen. 아니.
Can hear where's the Drupon?
This is
이나.
라 코드.
Okay, now. Spot like this one.
뒤 매고 폰 어디 거면 너 매, 팀이 어디 거야?
Hello.
Det är spelare. Kan du gå in på datorn? Det kan.
나 코드.
Ta quando?
나 코드.
Quando är det?
나 코드. 나 코드 좀 그냥 짜증 나고 뭐서.
Ja, han tar till nej, tar ju sin så då. Pala damara jibe ra namara jibe darwa dam kamji jembe wat ju jeba damji je go jibe ma namga dam yambe semje damji de wa dam de Dungara dangje yordu dami bara yang do bara do be chang chu Rinpoche do bara cha do la do bara chi be cha bara chi be ge tam chi jen be chu bara chi ba tam chi je do chi be ma nam pa dong yan be sim ja dong je de ba dong de Umara dang che nyo tu la na mi bara yang do bara zo be jang jo rinpo che do bara jai da la dang mara che be do bara che be ge sarva dang dang che che be ba de jo bara che ba dang tu che be ma nam ka dang yang be sim jang dang che de wa dang dang do bara dang che Che to bara cha ti che to sam ma ji ji wa do no ma yi zong ge wa la go che wa to no ma yi zong ge wa la go ti he ne so de ne ma ta zong je wa to no ma yi zong ge wa la go sa ye bo chu chu ye me do zhang zhi la ni ye ne de jian ba de san jie xin la me ye bu ba ye zhou ke nam da xin de zhou ba zhou ne wan da ge ne ne ra na ma da la pa den za so ha o tene da ran so ti Milarepa ke nam gor sama loch yor wa sen du ta khasante tukse re chong ti be gor ro so tren ta ne ma ne we se ti na ji su me le lo ma chop top ni shi zang ga yo re se ka zang la so wa da chop top ni shi zang nge na la te yo tukse ji yo re tukse ji ne we se juk som te chi du ni shi za se lo wa de gang zeng mo she se po mo she wa da chong dong po mo ni shi zang ga yo ro wa te du ta ne we se c'est ça pour passer. On tient d'y aller quoi. Ça n'est pas tout le temps.
So, continuing with the songs of Milarepa. So, last week we spoke about how Milarepa met his Hartsang Rejumba. And actually, so we mentioned before that Milarepa had 25 main disciples who became Mahasiddhas, and 8 of them were his heart sons, and then 13 were close sons, and that's 21, and then there were 4 sisters, 4 female disciples, so that's 25. So today we continue with the meeting of another a close son, that is the meeting with Milarepa.
Milarepa jibe guru namo guru jisu Milarepa ni rawa salwa sabo pu ne jang ro pu wo se pu tu chong ne shu be chang chu myo za pu sho ba ga che jisu ji ne chong wa na re chi chang bo zha tu ta re chu che ba jim li ba wa za yang yin na chi na de ze chu di na nya ma yu te le zen ji tian chi na nya ba che cha shu be ji tian ge je wa ta ji tu ka tan re chung je sa ti rawa sabo pu se我这里话，肉铺我是服饰，肉铺我是服饰，超好见多。我这拍的也是，现出于咋是咋是咋是的，就他Milarepa过他年什Milarepa长啊，那么多今年过是啥的他。我听对这这上班开始来的也是，我在经常上班这是说对的是，他上班这里求几吧，被压迫的是，前两次这另外做在求新的上面都是，我做怕运了都在几天新上面开始查的是的，就嘛那些学的也是。
And so in this story, Milarepa went from the Silk Cave. So the Silk Cave was the cave where he met Rejumba. So he went from the Silk Cave to the Luminosity Cave of Rinpoche. And so while he was staying there, several young people from his homeland of Tsapo came to see him. And they said that first you destroyed all of your enemies, and now you are such an outstanding Dharma practitioner. We also want to practice the Dharma when we are near you, but then when we go back home, then we just do worldly things again. So what can we do about this?
这Jesu开始中了，真的啥？这个难起，这把的搞吧，那把去吧，他没理由说这个难修的。我说，可别去东亚的，除非听他们看见了对我的是，我的怕穿头呀，是说顶住了这用的，他开始呢，求去呢，那几天去呢这个意思。他明呢，他他明呢，他起码东亚人这意思，我这样的有人些，我差别是起码差是。前面从差数就把它开起，一种能够这种说，他前面从大起啊，这是开心不有的事，我说现在的起码的人个的事，我说多。
And so then Milarepa responded that if you have the resolve toward becoming liberated from the sufferings of samsara, such as the human sufferings of birth, old age, sickness, and death. So if you have this resolve, then no matter what you do, even if you engage in worldly activities and go back home and do worldly things, it will still be good. However, if you do not have this resolve, then the sufferings of future lives will be longer and more intense. So then Milarepa sang this song on the importance of making provisions for the next life, because he said there is it's not just this life, but a next life will come.
我真的我看着吧，今天把这个那些去我去了，去我的了，起码去学生啥时最大什么对他怎么人家这块对不？起码查出去了，到下期当代某种形成对不？起码查出去。可能可能被预报起，遇到对不？起码的，那些查出去了啥？马就特别他就做，我他从大他的我是的，他也公司我这个那是要不是，他就这你们是等于特别轻松，他没那个，起码你们去过来是从大农他在公司几个人都做。
So then to summarize the song.
他去没那这差那种，起码起头们起码得长久期了，我来说做这里多。
So to summarize this next song, Milarepa said that it is important to really internalize and understand the suffering of birth, old age, sickness, and death, and to engage in practice. And for what? In order to prepare a provision for future lives to come. So as a preparation for future lives, one should practice the Dharma.
我真的看他们那里是信了，什么信的偏把些穷，是给那面冲出去别，确实不都如果让钱都我们都，那么当用大他不落，说中钱呢，哪发展钱呢，差出吧，这把学可能看在那面没些都别，提从中啊学是，我他这那面冲去钱都都，我说都不刚刚写他讲我们都是，我真的去让他这领导让我的，后来我们让我看住这you know this，你看这个是，我听让在那时候真的有什么都是，对从大洋车这种我其实蛮多。
And so then after Milarepa had sung this song, and the people, those young people, then said this was really helpful, and we also want to practice near you. And so then Milarepa thought to himself that they are not bad, so therefore I will let those disciples care for me. And so then they said, even though we didn't really understand what you just sang, but please accept some little money from each of us.
真的那么看吧，点吧，昆台金马是吧？金大旁边东马是咱家车顺就吧，俺们么了在下里金马车顺就吧，所别求了东马就是人车顺就吧，带吧求是没吧，我把银嘛没吧，就把求上对吧？他们这那么你吧，这边去看就没年堂用到那么种，俺那就是把了过去穷，前几天把了过把恰当些啥追求中，俺那就是把了过把穷，最近看了过把，这趟有劲对这种，那就是把了过把穷，长途间了过把，去趟上的。多话中，那就把了我就穷，学生出来我把 Mago Juni Chavande, Kunji Yonde, Joyun de Mala, Nature Repe Caponde, the Tonam de Lola, Deva, the Devanduna, Hachundu, Duzijona, and but then in Ruchina, Jibodu, Chanchomdona, Gumsanchi Dujajale, Jarwang is something what that's a lot of Hanacha.
So then in reply, Milarepa sang this song. Following a learned guru is called the guide of samsara and nirvana. Giving generously with no sense of regret or loss is making the provisions of food for the journey. Shining the moon of experience upon the darkness is making the provision of a guide. Giving what you have accumulated to the Dharma is making the provision of a vessel. When one has the view that is without bias, that is meditation without distraction. When your conduct is in accord with Dharma, this samaya is what pleases the Guru. Its result is having no regrets when you die. Friends, benefactors, and disciples, these three, this yogi has little need for them. You worldly ones do have a need. Obeisance, honorifics, and hypocrisy, these three, this yogi has little need for them. A person with the 8 concerns has a need. Material things, belongings, and busyness, these three, this yogi has little need for them. That's something one who wishes for fame would need. Washing, hygiene, and concepts, these three, this yogi has little need for them. These are something that young ones need. These are called the 12 things you don't need. They are not everyone's cup of tea. This boasting of a Repa yogi, you who've gathered here, keep it in mind. If you want to be happy, then practice the genuine Dharma. If you are disillusioned with busyness, keep to solitary places. If you have great perseverance, stay all alone. If you wish for enlightenment, develop endurance in meditation, and you will certainly be victorious over the 4 enemy Maras.
Xie zong ten nam nang ne xiong ba te zong ning lap ning ze tang den ba xian do be de lama la da chen de ke go pa ma cha na qin ma go pa la cha ma su ba na ma xia chen zhang ne de ne ce lo dang de qin me tong cha song jiu ba xue xu ba nan ji pi ji zu ke tian jiu me lu ren bo qi tam jiu qi ba ga mo rang do be jia la qiu qi rong na ma dang tu qian zong nam dang zong ba ga mo le ta dan zong ta qiu qi ba ce xian guo de zong zuo wo ta ti nang na ta de mo xiong ba ka xi wo ti nang de te ba da尊重情报的没见到，引入情报的这都是吧？但是我他就这个意思开始呢，这起码差大差什么都这历史，这的了修养我是基础上下边上吃了其实，我这种罗下这基础给我在这趟参加了没有做，个来看过的，可是没有讨那天，他就那么大写下了，那么推荐怎么样个不认识，我现在真的通过送认识。
And then among these disciples, there was one young man who had great faith and diligence and other qualities. And he said to Milarepa that I want to practice the Dharma because I have not made the necessary provisions for the next life. Please accept me as your attendant. And then Milarepa responded, it is very difficult to obtain a precious human birth with all the freedoms and resources. And being able to practice the Dharma is very difficult. And so then along these lines, Milarepa sang the next song of realization.
전에 다들이 막 지금이라를 배송도 매콤 제보 방와 제조 상에 밀루가 매콤 제보 들어와냐와 단위도가도 대화지 세도 매콤지 파동 대화지 저그랬어. 와 매콤 제보냐와 이다 선로 라로 전에 다다 로사 상지 마중 국가에서 마보자야 와서 시청마제 라투서 매콤 제보 파강 대 제조 상에 방들에 되는 제조 상에 밀루트 빼가래 가버려 제조 주비 상에 밀루트 빼가버려 가버렸어. 제가 밀루가로 제가 밀루도 투표로 와가라서 我这呢，没留在这个里看过有的，天桥就比长了。我这趟没留长嘛，在天桥长有嘛的他。我这就这趟开始拿到没留长不完，没留长有的，没留全部去，但没留开始地方嘛不错，对的，全部去是那多。我这留在呢，天桥有的，但这趟嘛不在没留长不了，没留长是就特别有的哇。我天桥长的别个里看过的，天桥长没留干是。 现在这些路上的，全叫宁波人，包括他现在我说这恰到了吧？现在这是个来家出嘛的，刚刚说，这是车务用的车务都上，在长路当个长路车路当个，现在这是个走个来考有了的，现在这些路，秋季的宁波人把个是，特别中间通了，呢，两眼的把这把，特别中间通了，两眼的这边个来考的是，加了他们就中呢，就像南大中把个是。努力没个点吧，突击点别了嘛个，是的，弄的这块没个什么点的，突击点别了嘛，这个里考不的是，我才把就没把，你们那边了嘛个，是的，那么现在什么是老嘛一拿，这才把他就多没了，我他就这个了，你们去去年就搞过的是，这一场才我帮忙，不什么做给光把个是。这他光把现在就当光把才是出的那个，那光把在那个做经常和光把这在他行清楚的这些光把了，马的光把是那是出在那票，但这个是出，原本是出的光把是那票。我这不什么做的光把干是，我这几块人，但是这的节这样来说，我才没啥，我才是帮的这，咱最先不什么做的光把才搞的也是，大就承担对吧？人三角几个出货个，是我大就出货对的，然后这两钱也可惜我呢。这咱们300万推过去，好像咱们俩去旅游去了啊，是旅游个的是，这咱们就这边出货个是，那他说吧，帮忙，过去多边旅游个是，我在旅游在那，他在我说说啊，在咱们俩去的那样的这样的这，起码说的我那这旅游在搞的，看不有的是，是的，他们去装呢，这些咱们俩去吧，这些真正装那其他搞的看不是啊，我说去这么多咱们俩去了，那个位出轨，各样搞了。即讲这是我刚才看过的是，你那结果的是买几的是，还是那样说，这起码特别像说我大家听说的，除了马场的现在，刚才我那刚才加过的这种的他。
So in the song, Milarepa first says, getting this human birth with the freedoms and resources where one is free of the 8 freedomless states is difficult. So we always mention these states, these 8 unfree states, or their opposite, the 8 freedoms. So the 8 unfree states are the hell rams, the hungry ghosts, the animals, the long-lived gods, and the barbarians, and so forth. So we always mention them. Then there's imperfect faculties and holding wrong views. And then when the Buddha has not descended, so these 8 unfree states are states that we are free from being born as a precious human being. And so it's called a precious human being because there's different kinds of human being. And just because one is born as a human doesn't mean that one possesses these 18 qualities. And only if one possesses these 18 qualities does one really have a precious human birth. So there are, for example, there's 3 kinds of human birth. There is the birth of a precious human being with those 18 qualities, and then there is the ordinary human being, and then there is the quite corrupted human being. There are those who engage in many negative actions. So the vast majorities are ordinary human beings. So then next is that having let go of the mundane happiness of this life to make the freedoms and resources meaningful is difficult. So that is because we do not let go of the happiness of mundane life. We are attached to the pleasures of this life. So we can't, it is hard for us to practice. We can't persevere through difficulties because of our attachment to the pleasures of this life. For example, if it's a little bit hot, then we need an air condition. If it's a little bit cold, we need a heater, and so forth. Then, having seen the faults of samsara, to accomplish the state of nirvana is difficult. Then to have guru endowed with compassion, who knows the scriptures, logic, and upadeshas is difficult. Even if someone should practice the genuine dharma to gather the perfect conditions is difficult, then to have a guru endowed with compassion who knows the scriptures, logic, and upadeshas is difficult. To have a disciple who is able to practice with untiring faith is difficult. So this untiring faith is an unchanging faith. And then to have a retreat with everything one needs and with nothing that is fearful or harmful is difficult. So yeah, the literal term in Tibetan use is gompa, which means actually monastery, but actually what is meant is retreat here. So it is a retreat, like a mountain retreat. And then fearful, with nothing that is fearful or harmful, means that it's hard to find a place where there is nothing that is harmful, like be it carnivores, like, or wild animals, or any kind of other danger that one may encounter. Then to have a friend with the same mindset and action that is concordant with the tenets, views, and conduct is difficult. So sometimes we have companions that we practice the Dharma together with, but then we don't get along with these companions, and in the end, we don't want to, we give up our practice. We don't feel like practicing anymore. Then to have a body that's workable, free of sickness and pain, is difficult. Even if these should come together, to practice one pointedly is difficult. These 9 difficult things that I have sung here, even though they are difficult, you should engage in practice. So meaning that like it will not be possible to have no difficulties. There will always be difficulties. And even though it's difficult, we still have to do the practice, because there is still a future life that is to come. Therefore, we shouldn't allow the precious human body with its freedoms and resources to go to waste. But even though it is difficult, we still need to endure these difficulties and practice. So then this young man gave rise to great faith and was accepted as his attendant, and he received many of the essential instructions, and then became known as the close son named Milarepa.
Karzanti Manyu Pembar Seti, Chandres of Tambares, Momatina, Jitsumara Therapia, or Chandres of Tambares, Ten Lapswan, Marik Longan of the Manyu Pembate, or Teritani on the Imbada, or Tinetara Machima, Yanjara Masetapia, or Jitsumara, or Techi, Namongurus, Milarepa, was a pony, Manyu Jerons, or Jeron, the Doy, Jeron, the Maricon comes some paper, Unium Sage, Domana, Chon, Jeron says such a mail. 총체르기 우나면 마보도비 용다남도 내조는 알아 단ang 초바시 농종배 코남나래 내조를 봐주 강내 총주 담보 라마는 도서바티 인이세게 마다치나 라마전도 서바티레베스 종도티 종변 지능원사전시 인반도 세군 모파죠 디난의 랍지 세나다 부메조 사상라쇼로 랍지 세나 부메조 사상선인도 세사민인도 스티난트 대한 장스년걸 포섬 초바시 라마라 지 Niatan Nere Kana Yu should be Jitsukata Niatan Nere for Yutan Nere King up for the Jambo He, some base. What Terrason de Mambo Imachu Zashin those Tenasaris, some Tebachi, easy to Tebachi, Tinanta, Gengoni, Bumajota, Gengo, Rachit, and Bumajora. What a new Gengoni can then I found it, so what's 2 days. Tiranian in the US, the meets that are very 하나세 같이 있는 호는 미지 본도 진기라 유지 상보유 치지 통조의 부모 시장에 되네 년거 효기 용어 지금 세워된다 지랑 맞고 같이 지랑 남아제네 스틸 지랑 분야도 뭐보다 용거레스 어때인데 되는 맞고 같이 나도 세라레스 어때 지수 그때마고 매 호라니 세워서 고야 뭐 이미 막 우리 없사니스 라레스
So then, the next song, Milarepa came to Ragma again. So it is the later visit to Ragma. Milarepa was there before when in the Mangyul area in Gidong, in the past he would subdue the gods and demons at this place, according to Marpa's prophecy. So then he came again into the vicinity of this area and to Ragma, and so there he came to the town center, and he asked for today's provisions, and some people recognized him and asked him if he's the yogi who stayed here before, and he said he is. And among those people was an elderly couple who was unable to have children, and they invited Milarepa to their home and offered their respect and asked Milarepa where he was from. And so Milarepa explained that he's a beggar who left behind my home country and relatives. And so then the couple asked him, then, since we can't have children, please be our adopted son. We have an excellent estate you can live on, and you can have a beautiful wife, and then you have money, you have your own family, and then you will have a lot of children. And then Milarepa responded to this, that I have no need for these things. I have renounced all need for country and relatives.
저는 담을라리고 유탐보 냠가 지치 보스다 유탐보도 냠가 오지 보라지 누가 이som 티베 식다니 누가 이som 베깔레 자고라데 사다나 누가 이som 마싱노 그래 스깔레 잡자 파트 모코 월코시스 싱테소고 그러와 모코스나 싱고야르와 싱테소고 사로 팅고라 상원 파탑 솔면요 상원 판조 다표문도 나히 솔 삼삼레베 말에 신로야고 마체야지 솔면요 융야무게 총체스 융문방 게 총체정원레스 고미 체제에 탄다스 타마조는 로지 세원 타마도 시내가 바조는 로지레스 딕소네 칸셈나사 딕바조야 컴바도 베 셈셈 도스 내가 정동하면도 세원 내가 정강도 못은 고야면도 만도스 치지폰도 마미지 저도 지그 지난 코트 마치기면서 맞노.
And then Milarepa sang this song and said that at first one's homeland is happy and pleasant, but it becomes like a rasp scraping at one's body, speech, and mind. So one has to work very hard in one's homeland to the point where one's body, speech, and mind are all in pain. And then in the middle, one plows with so much toil. Then one plants seeds, but they do not come up. That city of famine, that terrible land, is like a ram of Gandharvas without a protector. Finally, leaving it behind, one goes. So referring to when one dies, one leaves it all behind. In this abode of amassing negativity, one's mind is troubled. I do not wish for this temporary dungeon. I will not become your adopted son.
저는 다들 라비테네 코텔라로 제종네 콩남나레스 특히 마송의 지랑 티베케 파장그 부모시 항마 수와 인베케 렌트스 뭐 다지랑 나와 로리케 부모제 나와 랭고스 와트종레스 라브레스 공토케 지지메레 팅고란도 저 타모 시카마스 다베동나 초드미 당보베 게모쇼 데란 쇼제 요레스 다베동나 초드미스 화르스모 로메이마스 스모 로메이마 파제람나 초니고 파체게람 초니라고 그랬어 was Chana Chana Jiban just start Mazetian, Gombegan Arm Gris, Chuba Jam Sarsas, Chuba Jam Sarsana, Joan Machine, Joan on the Euro, or Tesarm Gris. Tama Pagan Somimas, Tama Pagan Somima, some more than make Samnasans, the Montavia Pawai, Chichi Chondo Amado, Zondo.
So then the couple said, please don't say this. We will give you a very beautiful girl as your bride. And then he sang this song in response. This companion, she'll first be a smiling goddess with a face so lovely you'll never have enough of looking. Then in the middle, she'll be a Rakshasa with the eyes of a corpse. Say one thing to her and she'll snap back twice. If you take hold of her hair, she'll grab your knee. If you hit her with a stick, she'll brandish her ladle. In the end, she'll be an old cow without any teeth. She'll be an angry-eyed Rakshasa, and your mind will be troubled. I have abandoned demonic adversaries. I have no wish for your young female friend.
真的些东北在工作经过你不知道，那么啦，新土这熊这些没用都是嘛，他经常经过这个熊别给下来了，是用什么都是，其他会些没那别那是一旁不都这点对吧？用的都是的，其他会些多啦，上些连次的，人会使用的我们的一次啦的是。
So then after that, the couple said, but when you get old and you're ready to die, it will not be like when you are young. If you don't have a son, you will be depressed beyond measure. Don't you need to have a son? So they said, wouldn't it be better if you had a son?
这种对现在，大他们那边过种都和唐伯他不一样，他们一着别年纪我有的是，你在想了说了没？年纪在外全部大手动里面就是花土不弄提查为，他们之前要过的没事，花土不弄用年头我的是草马地东西那这里可这种刚刚要嘛的是的，刚刚就一怎么刚刚把就刚刚一怎么搞的，可过的没事。没有父母，那就咱们父母就那那个呈现跑嘛，其实不是这呈现跑嘛是吃老不多个的是的，跑以后讲两么的，八月在给上那咔嚓嘛是，俺们后讲俺们公司，没有后讲俺们公司，俺没有那个嘛是，他们亲戚人嘛是，特别客气7、8通，让去职务想的是，俺让接的职务是别想的什都是，特别一查，往往一想不上俺们是吧？这种多。
To that, Milarepa sang, this son would first be a handsome divine prince. You love him so much, the passion is hard to bear. In the middle, he'll be a fierce creditor. You give everything, but he'll never be pleased. So often children think that whatever you give them is not enough, and then on top of that, they think this is all mine anyways. So then he'll bring someone's girl into the home, and the parents who were kind get kicked out. Though the father cries, there'll be no response. Though the mother cries, he won't reply. In the end, the neighbors without any affection will say spiteful words and bring you ruin. With this enemy you have borne, your mind will be troubled. I relinquish such tethers of samsara.
真的，讲你这种的，种自己出去，让去职务和让去职务，你那父母就有那求的，没别路没得话，都是两头过，这种事，咱经常会这个改变的，父母就有那这个话是啷个
？So then to that, the couple replied, so maybe it's true that sometimes your own son becomes your enemy, but then you could also have a daughter. Wouldn't you be happy with a daughter?
这你们那这边。父母他们怎么说？看模式怎么干模式？我看嘛切为人王模式，我当我看着那长城城市看着是，或者是连下可能是怕了我是当的确实，他连下口连下的话，可是可能可别嘛是怕对过去啊，在带老子了个是，我把那个阿妈过，妈也过的过那些妈对同他们都过都听着个是，真的。前边我说没意思，可是现在我说有嘛，呈现跑嘛，因为我说的呈现跑嘛，什么别个来这个的是，他们这么懂嘛，现在来那现在就别起意思，你那让去确定，来那在现在偏头呀，他都有的是，你那让去确定，现在确定都要的话，我都愿意，估计这么想了先，上面年帮我，我年上着面，刚刚毛不这个的是，这朋友和我俺们都是一种多。
And then to that, Milarepa sang, a daughter at first would be a divine smiling princess, a powerful woman who takes what you treasure away. In the middle, she brings that never ends. She takes things away from right in front of her father and secretly steals from behind her mother's back. So even if she's a girl, she will always want more and ask for more. So then she has no appreciation for what they've given her and brings depression upon her kind parents. In the end, she'll be a red-faced knife demoness. At her best, she gives many things away to others. At her worst, she brings her family shame and misfortune. With such a knife demoness, your mind will be troubled. I have abandoned the misery that's without relief. I don't want a daughter, such a basis of ruin.
其实总是在空你看了，他父母没过呢， 你地面那边都不都，上次讲你地我那要过的，你地那边东岸说了么都是他说都听过的。
Then the couple said, so you might not need a son or a daughter, but at least you need a family. Without a family, you will experience unbearable suffering. So then he sang this song in response.
你看他们这个通常嘛，在中堂的就农业跟上的修做的，法是下场3年间，我在下法是下场3年间，派进呢，所以的，他们恰当确认，都做出啥什么先。这些啥着帮忙呢？你看你都俺们都是，你看你的身上俺都是懂多。
And to that, Milarepa sang, in the beginning, families are happy to meet, and they smile when they see each other. Come over, stay here. Such talk fills the whole valley. In the middle, they become those who owe meat and beer. Such gifts are given back and forth to each other. In the end, with attachment and aggression, they are a basis for regret. With this source of quarrel and misery, your mind will be troubled. I have abandoned friends to just hang out with for fun. I don't wish for any worldly relations.
他这在那对空气可以啊，那就那不讲的我年龄的抗压过去呢，那就那里要会有，那打过去都学过去是老的是，我这几岁没了，那同大情不多，有穷节那明白事情，你们那话这个嘛是这个嘛哇，明白穷节明白事呀，你们那话这个嘛哇，里边没问题，你主办了，毛不落当呢，前年前地很多俺没记，俺当这边我让给前年的前面同前多，起码我见有这个没那么的中国。
And then, so then the couple said, so it seems you don't want to have any relatives. So then at least take some of our money and our wealth. And to that, Milarepa said, the sun and the moon never stay in one small place to eliminate the darkness there. And likewise, I will not forsake the benefit of many beings to become your adopted son in this life. By meeting me, you both have attained benefit for yourselves in this and your future lives. I make the aspiration that we may meet again next life in the land of Uddiyana.
真的，他north汤博打起羡慕意思，但汤博出国的在没上面个，所基本的没用给他后边出国的做成了忙个的是，这上面有讲出现意思，但可是有呢出现有嘛，但可是忙呢，他们别忙不过个的，看着要有嘛，但出现有嘛。法是3年都把进，法是3年都把进，就是给别桥是动嘛，是给别桥动的嘛。他们这也没意思，他们这你也没意思，吃饭的我干嘛的我学的的我，他别从的那在从买运的讲讲他从年学的的我，他真的用的哇，让去做吧，没有就是让啥个就那是没有的，他们都做个对，他们做个对吃个的就那点，这我那是什么意思？可别都帮忙一，刘建国或者俺们都是中多。
And then to that, Milarepa sang, at first, wealth makes one happy and is an object of others' aspiration. So others may even envy your great wealth. And then, but however much one has, one won't be satisfied. In the middle, one is bound by the knot of miserliness. One won't be able to practice generosity for the sake of virtue. It's a summoning gesture for enemies and demons. So then in the middle, one performs all kinds of deceptive gestures in order to summon one's wealth, for example, for one's business and so on. Then what you have accumulated, others will spend. In the end, it becomes the Mara of death. Enemies will seek after your wealth and your mind will be troubled. I have abandoned the temptations of samsara. I have no wish for this Mara's deception.
我这种是过年结束了，没去台北他们我上去悄悄是当的结束了，他妈那个光白这个那现在也送到我村的人是悄悄操办悄悄是，我真的在过年去结束台北的我是悄悄就我是悄悄当真的，也送到我是说村呢，人是上去top 是那么。
So then, after singing this song, this couple gave rise to faith, and they offered all their wealth to Milarepa, and then entered the path of practice, which liberated them from the lower realms, and they progressed to the path of enlightenment. So then Milarepa went on to the enlightenment fortress in Rama, and so the benefactors from before and offered their provisions and service to him, and asked him if he didn't have any companions. And Milarepa answered, "I do have a companion, and my companion is Bodhicitta." So then, and that's the same boy asked him, so where is that friend now? And Milarepa said, right now, my companion is in the house of the all-based consciousness. So then the conversation went on, and the boy asked, so where is this house of the all-based consciousness? And Milarepa said, it's right in my body. And then the elder, one of them said, oh, this guru is not a place of our refuge, let's go. So then they left. But then the younger ones stayed on, and he kept asking more questions. And he asked, so is this all-based consciousness the mind? And then Milarepa said it is. And then the boy said, so normally in a house, many people can stay in a house. So does that mean that many minds can stay in that house, and the house of the mind? And then Milarepa said, but that is something you should look and see for yourself. So then the boy responded very well. So I will look for myself. When then the two of those boys went home. And the next morning, the younger one came back to see Milarepa and said, I looked to see how many minds there are and what they're like. I found there is no more than one. But if you try and kill it, you can't kill it. If you try to overpower it, you can't. If you try to seize it, you can't grasp it. If you try to push it down, you can't push it. If you place it, it won't stay. If you send it away, it won't go. If you try to gather it, you can't gather it. If you look at it, you can't see it. If you examine it, you can't find it. If you think it exists, it won't show itself. If you think it doesn't exist, it spreads all over the place. It flickers and flutters, bounces and bounds, flashes and disappears. I can't say what it is at all. Please, Lama, teach me what it is.
지수물의 특세 레파 상제 잡세들이 레파 상제 잡세 부분에 어디만 지수물의 특세에다 접촉 차로 레파 상제 잡세를 매 레파 상제 잡
So this young man would later become one of Milarepa's hard sons called Repa Sangyap.
근데 종지 저 소리는 보람가르베 런초 용된 투바 용와이 용와메 다 보람테 난뭐 여러 같은 이나 보람테 난뭐 여러 이제 냠스 용서 말스 이라 샤리앙 용 로면 혹시 이리 현 로니 제예 냠면 로니 제예 노 로니 그래서 되게 샘게 뭐 가사 신제 다디장 고카 점된 통면就是我在看个现在的고카 점 통초 뭐 고카 점나 된데 고카 틀어 된데 심리제네 원왕에 종지 시험나 대다 쇼스 저랑 샘트 야고 틀이 점나 다 쇼스 담고 다들 오백니 이제 라고 근데 라래 이시데 마크남도 이제 조유면 때로가 이제 양대한 미소제 와 전당 이린多少
Then in response, Milarepa sang this song. He said, the wonderful taste of candy is so sweet. By hearing its qualities, you won't experience it. You can think all about it, but you won't have the taste. To experience the taste, you must use your tongue. Likewise, as to the essence of mind, another person can point it out, but at that point, you won't be able to see it at all. Then because of that previous occasion, if you look for mind, you'll see it for sure. Further, you should work with your mind like this. And so also Tilopa had said that this self-knowing, primordial awareness is not an object of mind, as it cannot be conceptualized. It is nothing that I can show you.
我接送是我可那的是我那大周可卡在那么大了送大个头脑这能能把钱用了是基础修了头脑头脑但那什么这样的头脑就让头脑现在看到干嘛说现在都也那么多都不都现在都我呢刚被话看着你多说种真的能把你嘛下来头就没穷的那两边基础现在样子 我他马路上这个现在呢当时就现在咱们准备去过这拉车现在都准备过那呀他这拉车的这拉车是的现在是他就那公现在可能都也我也可能都可能那不说这个要得过提盘那两多不大意思啊这就是可能都是吧
So then the boy replied, please, Lama, give me this pointing out and I will search this evening and return tomorrow morning to tell you what I find. And then the Chitzen said, tonight, look and see if you can tell me what color mind is. Is it red? Is it white? Search like that. Then look to see what kind of shape it has. Is it oblong? Is it round? Then look from your head down to the soles of your feet to see where the mind actually abides. Then in the morning, when the sun had come up, the boy drove his cows up the hill and went back to see Milarepa, who asked him, last night, did you search for your mind?
yang ko na res ta ko book thik la res yo wa thang wa thang bo no se wa thang wo zong ma do kan do ya ma do kan do ya ma do mai de ne ta wa thang mai de nyam thang do pe mai ta shin do na wa de ne yan do na de ne chen dong pi do je de ne ta ma wa nyam do kan ba ta de ne zhuo wa do pu yo da zhong do ta da lu de ko yo ko kurbo dina yo anda wang da lu ne yo anda wang chi dos lu gara bi lu ko ne pe chu ci le ci lu ge go na re chi dong ne ko do kwa xin chi men ro xin do bi jo ne ko rang zhou bi ma chung de la jian xie da de ko la pong bo yo okay bo le xie de ju men do dong ar ke rang ga lan zhou bi re sta no mi chong ma ne ko rang kan zhou da de ko la wo jian mang ma yong ge do ko rin la da ja do yo ba do te da ji su go zo wa da si tong da xian bi ti tong da ngang do mo mo den do da do ni na ta ma lo sha na ke sim mo ne de ya de ba this case mo wa ne je tang ce ba nyam ne chi du te chao da chi mo chu chi du mo ne chin de ru so sam no da ne te ne so sam no da de sim mo do so nyam yong chi so te nyam yong gang mo chu chi na te sem tempo da nyam ne chi ya do sho sa wa mu mo chu chi sha de ya sa wa.
So then Milarepa asked him, so what is it like? And then the boy replied, and so I'm going to read it. As Drupon said, it's kind of pointing out instruction actually. It moves and is clear and luminous. It is not something I can identify. I couldn't find any color or shape that it has. Together with the eyes, it can see. With the ears, it can hear. Together with the nose, it smells. With the tongue, it tastes. With the feet, it walks. It is a total mishmash, a complete disaster. This present body is just the servant of the mind. When the body is happy, the mind uses it until it degenerates and becomes old. When it has completely deteriorated, throws it out like a stone used to wipe your behind. And the mind goes on its way just like a spoiled little kid. Then when the body tries to get retribution on the mind can't just stay there relaxed at ease, because the suffering that ensues, the body tramples on it like a herd of animals in order to stop it. When the body falls asleep at night, the mind goes everywhere just as it pleases. The body gives the mind such hard time. When the body tries to take ownership of the mind, things just get worse and worse. So when we practice Mahamudra and we introduce to the nature of the mind, then this is kind of the reflection one should go through in a similar way, trying to find what the mind is all about. And then one should recognize the nature of the mind on the basis of this personal experience gained. So when the recognition occurs on the basis of one's own direct experience, then one's practice will become stable. So then Milarepa said, "Son, caretaking her to listen here. Within this body, the meeting point of awareness and matter is consciousness that has such great negativity. Its experience of the lower realm suffering is reversed through the abandonment of samsara. Do you wish to go, O noble son, to the higher realms, that city of freedom? If you do wish to go, I can take you there." So then after that, the boy said, "Oh yes, please, you must take me there. please accept me. So accept me as your disciple. And then Milarepa asked him for his name, and he said, my name is Genyen Sangye Gyap. And he asked him how old he was, and he said, I'm 16 years old. And so then with that, Milarepa gave him the transmission for refuge and explained the benefits of going for refuge and said, from this evening on, do not break your refuge vows, meaning that from this evening on, from now on, always recite the refuge prayer and so on. Now go tonight and investigate. Are you who go for refuge, body or mind? Then come back tomorrow morning with your answer.
ro several member jaba me on those lui pa sem chesa ro ma so those jab do jim those ro si won to da ro ya me those ro si won to ro the me zam those ona se la jab sem jaba de sem nyam de na sem jaba ina sem several me di wa jaba sem re zam sem zo an me do do ya mas sem me la jaba da ba ina sem several yam me ti che de sem ga ma se ne se la sem se chima de la jaba do ba ina jaba do be tu semgama chima ngachini gasa gasa res tate semba mawon be semla main do ba gos semga chi samti jabla da ba ina semna cheju ma do jewa ngachi samti la ro kan to je jang jaba ko ne cho ma do de jewa ngama je chene meje chima ji chi ne meshi ka sang da na ne sem de sa re sang number ne sem ne ta dong ma ya we ta ne sem ja ram shi me ne ba da we na me So lama chi ji qian qian xu bei zai ne yi jing guo song so ta de ma luo shan de 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 song da qi mo.
So again, what the boy said in response also very meaningful, so I will read it. And Lama, last night I looked to see whether the one who goes for refuge is body or mind, and I saw that it's neither of the two. I saw that all the parts of my body, from my head down to my feet, each have their own name. And I thought, can it be that the one who goes for refuge is included in all of these parts of my body? If the body is separate from mind, then the body is just a corpse. So in that case, the body can't be the one that goes for refuge. Not only that, but if one takes apart all the pieces of that corpse, they each in turn have their own names. So then I turned to look and see if it was the mind that goes for refuge. If the mind is given the name, the one who goes for refuge, then it can't also be called mind. Not only that, if a previous mind is called mind, can you then call a later mind the one who goes for refuge? The mind at the time of being, the one who goes for refuge, then can't be a previous mind or later mind. Furthermore, the present mind and the future mind also have their respective names. If you call both the previous mind and the later mind the one who goes for refuge, then it would never go out of existence. So all of the past and future lives that one takes within the 6 classes of beings could be called the one who goes for refuge. But I don't remember my past lives, and I don't know what future lives I will take. Last year's and yesterday's mind have already ceased, and the mind of tomorrow has not yet arisen. The present mind also changes in every moment. Lama, you know, so please explain this to me.
Oh, the Jesu Kudan Gorn zones, Dami Nelo Dobe, Lama, Dacha Gosum Kube Zorban, Data Jinju, Colom, Nelo Dober, Chingelo, Danzi Yu to Tombe 2 years. Da said, Jidan, Da said, that Samson and the Da, the Karatrop, Dasho Sarato, or the Dami Nelo Dober, Chingelos, Danzi Yu to Tombe 2 years. What Jonji the War, the Wars and the Loser, 总之自我所用了是，你大的这边那些是地方通往年嘛，不是我当这件那些是同样有嘛的是，我们敲在前部光的，同米出现通往，但敲在前部光呢，同米相片那种通回来是，敲在前部光吧了，些铁轨通年前部过是我的些铁把的口啊前部过来是，咱们就这些咱们可别就这些吧，咱们可别就这些写过来是，这个我就七八了，那么。忙没啊，我是那边忙没啊，他妈弄出来嘛，放他们这边，老忙我是我是做那啥，这些都退，写起我这些都退，这都开了过呢，然后你们去年是过来是7万那边统计过是7万，然后现在些上那个他这里老好过的是统计过是，等着办都上7穷穷，等着那就让连抽有，是忙着不就这样没了，那就这这么当完了，那都这把满意吧。看啥当米7万，我打他们这个满意，他打这样满意都是看啥当米是，他确实当米帮助呢，老中心啊也切心中，真的是我写班就，我其中都什么太大学中多。
And then Milarepa sang this song. The guru who's realized the nature of selflessness, I respectfully supplicate with my 3 gates. So this entire process of investigating the mind is really just trying to find a self. So the exercise here given is trying to find whether there is a self or not. So then to me and all the students to come hereafter, grant your blessings that we too realize the nature of selflessness. By your compassion, may we emerge from the object of self-clinging. Praying like that, caretaking herder, listen to this. This consciousness that clings to an eye, if you look, you definitely won't be able to see it. By the power of meditating on Mahamudra, you will see by not seeing anything at all. So he says by practicing Mahamudra, what you will see is the nature of the mind. And then in the meditation of Mahamudra, you will need the ground, faith, devotion, and resolve. On the path, please know the causality of samsara. Then to actualize the final fruition, you'll need the Guru's Abhisheka, transmission, and Upadeshas. To be a suitable vessel for those, one needs to have the accumulation of merit and maintain resolve through both pleasure and pain. Persevering even in the face of death. Can you practice like this, my dear young son? If so, you have a karmic propensity. If not, there is no need to explain any further. Again, you should carefully think this over. If you can't find this I that one clings to, then that in itself is the selflessness of persons. Now, if you want to realize the selflessness of phenomena, then follow me for the next 12 years. If you'll do that, you'll come to understand mind. My dear young boy, work with mind like that.
他是考跟公布领不起东西，三啊，想大家是叫落去，那么今天是接触，他学的是考跟公布领不起东西，他们想他大家要我他出来想我去落去，现是那个是考。
So then the boy said, Guru, I now offer you my head and my entire body. You know how to help me determine the nature of my own mind.
真的接触去偷懒的光女上门大国上光桥上啊，知道吧？的，全对着那些题，东北上街滚的在我些，光些种的，现在是无法跑呢，下头嘛就是，我他就让很对起来了，接触他光头用那没用上，就让对起来了，东北滚那些才看，那些才看吧，那谁了那谁才看起来，东北上街不是光是，这了蛮个起光是，他现在电钱了我这现在电钱挺没法跑的是。我这现在的节目话，就是下顿他俩马上死的。
And then Milarepa said, he thought now I need to see if this boy has the ability to meditate or not. So he supplicated to the 3 jewels and said to the boy, meditate on the form of the Buddha just in front of your nose. Thus giving him this instruction on shamatha meditation with an object, Milarepa sent him off. So he sent him off for 7 days. And so he told him to just meditate on the image of a Buddha at the tip of his nose without distraction. And so he essentially gave him the instructions on the shamatha or calm abiding with the support or with an object.
근데 다들 정도한테这种就真的爸爸是来说是不爸爸是用的那么那可是老嘛用嘛想嘛对说是没不是嘛的想嘛对说是在现在在去写上来就叫了一些前年现在的你现在我们就嘛的说咱们做起码你是吧在前在其实我就想去送一些送就自我的话有了就这种呀如果是可以开始呢那么了去年都是没老用给咱们这爸爸提高的是他老嘛送是der ma用这Milarepa za ma用的小马蹲着送这对这爸爸我喜欢看着是的
And so then 7 days went by, and on the 7th day, the boy's father came and asked Milarepa if he had seen his son. He said, my son has not come home for 7 days. And he feared that something awful had happened to him. Like he thought maybe he had died. And all of his herder companions told him that he found a guru and received Dharma teachings from him. So I thought, he said, I thought he would have come here. Home by now, but he hasn't. So has he been here to see you? And Milarepa said he hasn't been here for the last 7 days. And having heard that, then the father left weeping.
Then the mambo says the kunche la lu chambo zan zak kun zasin cha do yo the raw do the holy that is to do mambo yo za la ro se do chimbo to mambo yo what in you are the go the kunche la chang ta cha po de yo sa ba chu then the lu chambo zan mai hure chi do ro ko kar chi do de me la me da ma gom de do si la me da ma gom ko de sha de son ta lo me o ji yi de ko na re ma yo ji de ma di 先让尊一些，我在这让尊人，俺那推出人不地面是哪都是，你妈多起呗，才进脚把的推嘞，那完都被建议娘是我在他那工作那里，这是哪的了，很多他还得那上边是都推出通通是面，他过现在要过纠结有啥吧，现在纠结的都推出通通是面马上的错了啥吧，就当日把上节家这的他或者不今年没干不吧有了，他说俺不让看啥子晓得啦，俺不让看啥，没那日把人俺不他妈东西都别光讲，搞来说讲多。 gambo pada ni zepa sanje jam no ambo rab dong zishwe.
And so then so the father went looking for his son, and so finally he found him. He found him in the recesses of a mountain, and the boy was just sitting there straight up with his eyes staring straight ahead. And the father asked him, "What are you doing?" And the boy said, "Oh, I'm just meditating on the instructions of the guru." And then the father said, "But 7 days have gone by and you haven't come home. Why?" And the boy said, "What are you talking about? I've only been sitting here for a while." And then the father said, "Look at the sun." And then he could see that indeed many days had passed. And he said, "How can this be?" So to him, because he was staying in such a stable state of calm abiding, 7 days appeared to be just a flash of a moment, a short time. He didn't realize that 7 days had passed. Actually, Gampopa also had said that this Repasangye Gyap, he actually, because Gampopa considered Repasangye Gyap as a practitioner with the highest mental capacities, whereas Gampopa actually considered Milarepa as a practitioner of lower mental capacities, because Milarepa actually had to endure all kinds of hardships for the sake of meditation practice.
现在大公交都是我都是里面去下啊抽多了吧，毛毛错了个情况，在前年些都给，这9万多，其他那么件都一起。 松山的家堂去记录，真的，下次接了小马我肉是毛不拉松，那广东吹都我都别个连都是，所以子了个连都是，我说别个连他9万几样嘛，他前两那边咋发松山的3万多我记忆的，那边咋发当松山啊？
So then after that, the boy continued to disappear several more times, sometimes for 5 or 6 days. And the father kept searching for him over and over again. And so then he said, "He's constantly having to search for you is dangerous. And it makes me tired and it's miserable. So why don't you just go off and be with your guru?" And then the father prepared some provisions for him and brought him to Milarepa.
저는 라메kin 게냐 동바 포 게냐 라바스 포 게냐 동바 제포 레 준제 추이비 타르네 제조티 타 차자 진보 현재 제조티 포스 곰남다 줄라진 아마 시도니 워드 정도 세지 주변이 오시면스.
So then Milarepa gave him the training of the upasaka, or the lay person's vows. He taught him about karma, cause and effect, and then gave him teachings on the co-emergent union, which is a teaching in Mahamudra, and then had him practice. And perfectly pure meditation arose in his mind stream, and the Guru was very pleased about that.
karma pen no se pen yo mare sa ya bo pen yo mare shine gombe gomchen nyamjing han dong zenang la tangtong zi be lo le de sa de zenang de xia du shine gomchen de tangtong le se de lu chi chi ga chu ku tangtong la wo se ngo ma se ba tangtong wo ne mare se te ma lu de wo se ma so yang chu chu mare nar gom shine chi ka ma be shine xira tang shine ya bo mi na de ma pen ta mi tong ro jian ro ye la tong ro ji be ju ro so bu ge nya jam cho la zong Luni Chambo, Nyambara Luni Nyambara Shadusus, Domi Nawan Gabat, Hinedingo Chavan, Topa Melapanga, Hinedingo, Titin and Don Chibes, Manme Darcy, Hagewa, Meto Darcy, Dancy de May Naka Lama Debai, Rixon Jenny Yereva, Tomi Osi, Hindante, Shinyam Shine Nyamje Namai. Nyamnang Sesan, Sheshan, Yegoncho Zona Zurban, Chu Tosamji Pota Jinade, Dami Koyu, Sotoji, Halon, Shene, Nandong, Samboda, Champa Ningi, Jibu, Dobdan, Champion Sembi, Zetopji, Molam Chapun, some Chantuba, Tonam Namda, Julaji, Namda Tomi, Tantomji, Lore Loke, the Lansan Tena, Maji Sanji, Sarule, Mate Chuku, Terenton, Maropan, and Duma Fucheto, Hugenia Jampo, Telafos. So
then the Guru was pleased and sang this song. So it's mainly a song on shamatha or karma abiding, about the feet of the Lord Marpa, the translator, who was blessed by Milarepa and glorious Naropa. All the great teachers who speak of the Dharma, though they are vastly learned in what Dharma they teach, when the material body and awareness separate, the mere words of Dharma dissolve into the sky. So in other words, even though one may be a very learned, educated scholar, the moment one only learns, the moment one dies, and all of this is of no benefit. Ignorance obscures the mind's luminous manifestations, and they become fearful of the Dharmakaya at death. Though they spend their whole lives studying the Pidakas, when mind parts from the material body, it's of no benefit. All meditators who practice shamatha have powerful experiences, vivid and clear, and are happy, thinking that experience is vipassana. So practitioners may think that when they have a vivid, really clear experience, that they're in fact having an insight, so vipassana, an insight to the mind. But that's not actually what it necessarily is. So then, but when the vipassana of Dharmakaya at the time of death is needed, mother and child luminosity do not meet. That shamatha from before won't help at death. And again, they'll be trapped in the animal realm. Upasaka's son, supreme protector, now listen. When resting evenly in meditation with the points of body, if appearances cease and you are without thoughts, these are the doings of a lethargic shamatha. But when you rouse yourself with mindfulness, it's like a candle, self-luminous and shining bright. or like a flower that's naturally vivid and clear. Like looking with your eyes at the glow of the sky, awareness emptiness is naked, open, and clear. That non-conceptuality that's luminous and clear is the arising of the shamatha experience. On the basis of that meditative experience, while supplicating to the precious jewels, gain certainty by studying and contemplating the Dharma. Take the vipassana that brings the understanding of no self and tie the sturdy rope of shamatha to that. Then that strong, noble being with love and compassion, through the mighty strength of rousing bodhicitta to benefit others, having been lifted up with a pure aspiration to the completely pure path of seeing, there vipassana directly realizes the purity that cannot be seen, and then the faults of mind's hopes and fears will be known. Without going anywhere, you'll arrive at the Buddha's ground. Without looking at anything, you'll see Dharmakaya. Without achieving anything, your aim will be spontaneously accomplished. My Upasaka son, work with mind like this.
that's a jitan that match narrow match stand match marwala jagala mangap sadianwa. Ngap sadin du tinana that's what narrow. Nipa match see what just match is. So bench narrow so just match is match the catching boundary. Tapas such book. Juba the catching bones are Marway season or Shachiwo Kangan drum to cheese. Jim Machimbo Chinhams. Sam Dombanila Barzici. Mako don't dot and choose on the Mako don't dot the choose on Machizad. Or Sam Dombanila
Marpa.
Marway War one. Shachumo Kangan drum is Marway Chitan Lama, so what narrow is, Namang said the Arva. So what narrow is, you are just saying Machi. Or what in answer zone. Shachumo Kangan drum to cheese. Jim Machimbo Chinhapjes, Jim Machimbo Chinhapje, San Dombanila Barzici, that Dombani Barzis and I won't was ever. Lapinzido Yomara, Lapa Balas and Lapara, or Barzicis, Mako don't dot in the shoe, Mako don't dot the shoes on.
The good in the doctoring and Yolola Mentok.
Yeah, that's on board Terra. Shachumo Kange, Jumo Kange down the song is Carmen. What is on do? Jim Machimbo Chinhouse, Jim Machati Chinha, DNS. Chinha, then Sam Dombanila, Barzici, Sam Dombani, Barzis and Baraz and Lapara, Lapis songs. The same Dombani, Lapin the Yamarat and one to songs of Casava. More of one to songs. Then Maracoran, Mako don't dot and you don't know the two songs, don't know your. But the two songs, same time of the two songs on the lecture set.
And so there was a mention of Lord Milarepa in here, and Milarepa was one of Marpa's gurus. When Marpa went to India, he met with some 50 gurus, and the main guru was Milarepa, and then also next was Milarepa. He was a very important guru, especially in the Mahamudra lineage. And so Marpa sang this song about his meeting with Milarepa, and he said that when I went to the river banks of the river Ganges, I met with Milarepa, and through Milarepa's blessings, I was able to seize the empty nature of the mind. So actually, you can't really grasp it or seize it, but what he meant is that he recognized the empty nature of the mind. And so having seen the nature of the mind, I gained resolve in what my true nature is.
Or the zones, then I have seen the one that Dama Yamto Tarchi to say, Tokise, Repa Sanje Chechawa Chaba Chon, Rama Chimego, Repa Sanje Japan Jive Goros, what that's also
And so then having sung this, Milarepa took the boy as his attendant and gave him all the abhishekas, the vows, and the essential instructions. And then meditating, the boy gained perfection in experience and realization and became one of Milarepa's heart sons, Repa Sangye Gyap. So this is the cycle of Milarepa's meeting Repa Sangye Gyap during his later visit to Rangma.
真的当然说的是我们家也是，但是当然做的是我们看到讲那现在买吧个月，现在买吧现在在每天我的现在在我们那里每天没吧，但是说现我的。他我们讲那这每天现在在那就是上节课中我听六七那这个的，他在这把上节叫马拉这边去现在我们去的话，我在那现在这个的在看这里的，当然说的是我们家也是。
So now we do a brief meditation, and no matter which meditation technique you apply, the key point of all meditation is non-distraction. So you can either practice calm abiding with an object or without an object. Without an object means, for example, you're just looking at the nature of your mind. Or with an object, according to Milarepa's instructions to Repa Sangya, you can also visualize a small Buddha image at the tip of your nose. So whichever one suits you. So now we will meditate for a bit.
我总共才3期3年小过节嘛了我做的去出什么的开始呢我做6年在出来的话小子你去小过节嘛去小过节嘛呢沙巴上呢空生意是吧推节嘛了这我做没去的看出什么去的没去这个意思
So then we stop here for tonight. La. Oh yeah. So then we stop here for tonight, and next week, next Friday, we will not be able to hold our Milarepa teachings because we are actually holding a Nuna practice. So next Friday we take a break from the Milarepa teachings, and then after that we will continue with the Milarepa teachings.
Jambe bawa chedaran chenpa dai kundu sambo deyang deyang teza gunje jesu dabo je gewa kunde da tamchi rabdu xieja gunje gunje shuje je yadre nega wado juyo Rinchen Dorjee Rinpoche Yeah, thank you, everybody. Good night.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Thank you, teacher.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank
teacher.
you. Long
Thank you,
life.
Rinpoche. Thank you, Ina.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.